There's a song I wrote many years ago. I guess you could call it nostalgic, but I don't really know what nostalgia is. When you've lived a long time, it simply is the truth that some things are clearer than other things, and one thing that's very clear for me is the memory of my Uncle Jim's farm, where he lived with my grandmother, and where I used to be sent for some reason for weeks at a time through the summertime. That plane would remind me of his tractor if he had had a tractor, which he did not. He farmed with a pair of horses. I loved that farm, and I think back on it, and I think one reason I loved it so much was that it was a place where you could watch a man at work and see everything that he did. You could see him raking hay, you could see him milking cows, you could see him cultivating, you could see him driving that team of horses. I loved those graceful horses. This is a song about two Belgian workhorses, Brownie and Pete. Oh, the harness jingle on Brownie and Pete, two big Belgians and their dancing feet, riding on a hay rack down a muddy lane. I was 7 years old, but I got to hold the reins. Uncle Jim up beside me, standing up on the rack. Hang on to the crossbar, boy, push the branches back. One last ride, last summer day. One time around, then it's back to town to the second grade.
Oh, the harness jingle when they got to run,
and the load was easy
when the work was done. Those big feet dancing,
their big backs shone, and they tossed their heads like thoroughbreds when we headed home. Oh, the hayrack bouncing, hang on to the bar, haul back on the reins now, turn them in at the yard. Take off that harness, lead them in at the door, wipe off their coats, get a bucket of oats and a bag of corn, boys. Last day of summer, school begins. Goodbye to Grandma,
goodbye
Uncle Jim, goodbye Brownie, goodbye Pete. Hop in the car, get home after dark and go to sleep. Oh, I like that solo there. Put your head on the pillow, have a sweet, sweet dream. Riding on a hay rack, coming home with a team. Handsome horses run side by side. Uncle Jim says, "Ha, we're going on one last ride." Oh, the harness jingle on Brownie and Pete, two big Belgians on the dancing feet, riding on a hay rack down a muddy lane.
I was 7 years old, but I got to hold the reins. I was 7 years old, but I got to hold the reins.